Do you know who the puppet Han Li found belongs to? He is none other than Han Li's mentor, Great Eye Lord. Great Eye Lord was a carefree old man, yet he was obsessed with puppet crafting throughout his life. He not only restored the lost ancient puppet secret arts alone, but also created the peerless technique Great Eye Formula. What's even more astonishing is that he only cultivated casually in his spare time and easily reached the peak of the late nascent soul stage. After achieving complete mastery of the nascent soul realm, Great Eye Lord was invincible across the land. Even the top cultivator of both the righteous and devil paths in Tianan was thoroughly defeated by him, voluntarily surrendering the western extremity and swearing a blood oath. For 10,000 years, none of their descendants would step foot in the western extremity. Soon after, Great Eye Lord founded a sect there, establishing the renowned Thousand Bamboo Sect. The connection between Han Li and Great Eye Lord began at Wasp Valley. At that time, to rescue Senior Brother Wu, Han Li fought alone against Senior Brother Yi, who led hundreds of puppets. On the surface, Senior Brother Yi was a disciple of Wasp Valley. Secretly, he was the son of the Thousand Bamboo Sect's sect master. As more and more puppets surrounded him, Han Li struggled to hold on and was on the verge of despair. Just then, Elder Hai happened to arrive and killed Senior Brother Yi along with all his puppets. Notably, Elder Hai did not take Senior Brother Yi's storage bag, allowing Han Li to strike it lucky the bag contained the first half of the Great Eye Formula. From then on, Han Li began practicing this magical technique. With the Great Eye Formula, he narrowly escaped death multiple times in the chaotic Star Sea, whether it was Lord Zuanwu collaborating with a ghost cultivator to seize his body, or his life-threatening adventure in the Void Heavenly Palace, he relied heavily on the Great Eye Formula. It can be said that without this technique, even with his little green vase, Han Li would never have successfully formed his nascent soul and would have perished long ago. After forming his nascent soul, Han Li represented the Luyun sect in the Mulan Grassland campaign and killed the Dao companion of the Yinluo sect's sect master on the battlefield. Seeking revenge, the Yinluo sect sent 4 elders to severely injure Nangong Wan while she was out gathering medicinal herbs and cast a dangerous soul-sealing curse. Since only the Yinluo sect's sect master and great elder knew the curse-breaking secret art, Han Li had no choice but to travel to Dajin to find a way to lift the curse. Before his departure, Han Li needed to make thorough preparations. To obtain the second half of the Great Eye Formula, he ventured alone to the western extremity to try his luck, and it was there that he met Great Eye Lord, who became both his teacher and friend. With his nascent soul stage cultivation, Han Li arrived safely at the ruins of the Thousand Bamboo Sect, only to find that its former glory had long faded, leaving nothing but dilapidated buildings. After sighing with emotion, he entered the ruins to explore and finally discovered an unfamiliar puppet in a secret chamber. Instinctively, Han Li picked up the puppet. Unexpectedly, a strand of divine sense rushed out of it and penetrated his spiritual sea. If not for his second nascent soul, he would have been successfully possessed. Han Li hated body snatchers more than anything, so he flew into a rage and tried to destroy the divine sense. The divine sense hastily begged for mercy, claiming that since Han Li practiced the Great Eye Formula, he was considered his half-disciple and that he held the second half of the technique. Surprised and delighted, Han Li learned the truth through their conversation. 10,000 years earlier, Great Eye Lord had neglected his cultivation due to his extreme obsession with puppet research, remaining trapped at the late nascent soul stage. As his lifespan neared its end, he finally decided to focus on cultivation, but breaking through to the spirit transformation realm, an insurmountable barrier, was impossible in a short time. Thus, he came up with a plan to fuse his nascent soul into this puppet. He succeeded, but as a result, he spent 10,000 years alone inside the puppet, waiting until he met Han Li. The two reached an agreement. Great Eye Lord would give Han Li the second half of the Great Eye Formula, and in return, Han Li would help him gather the materials needed to refine a puppet. At this point, even with his soul nourished by Han Li's soul-guiding wood, Great Eye Lord had only 10 years of lifespan left. Interestingly, when Great Eye Lord first entered Han Li's spiritual sea, having not spoken to anyone for 10,000 years, he chattered endlessly in Han Li's mind, annoying him to no end. What's more absurd is that, thanks to the Great Eye Formula, he saw through Xilin's true appearance at a glance. Having lived for 10,000 years, he had never seen such a beautiful woman and even had inappropriate thoughts about her. Since he resided in Han Li's spiritual sea, their thoughts were interconnected. Enraged, Han Li warned him that he would show no mercy if he continued his improper behavior, and Great Eye Lord finally calmed down. Sometime later, Han Li arrived in Dajin. There, Great Eye Lord was like an encyclopedia. Many questions that puzzled Han Li were child's play to him. Gradually, Han Li came to regard him as an elder, even though he was often improper and prone to tantrums. As time passed, Great Eye Lord's lifespan dwindled. Determined to fulfill his wish as soon as possible, Han Li spared no expense in spirit stones and treasures, finally gathering all the required materials. Living up to his reputation as the top puppet master, Great Eye Lord not only refined an imitation heavenly spiritual treasure for Han Li but also created a late nascent soul stage puppet, his most satisfying masterpiece. Unfortunately, to refine this puppet, Great Eye Lord fused half of his soul into it, further reducing his already limited lifespan. Before long, Great Eye Lord's life came to an end. Looking at the tearful Han Li, he comforted him softly, saying he had no regrets and only hoped that Han Li would carry on the legacy of the Thousand Bamboo Sect. In the next moment, he vanished into the heavens and earth. Years later, Han Li's cultivation reached the late nascent soul stage. All these years, he had never forgotten Great Eye Lord's entrustment and had been searching for cultivators with powerful divine sense. His efforts paid off when he found a talented disciple with exceptional spiritual power in the Luyun sect, named Shijian Time. He accepted Shijian as his disciple and taught him the Great Eye formula. Once Shijian achieved great mastery in his cultivation, Han Li sent him to the western extremity to revitalize the Thousand Bamboo Sect. Living up to expectations, Shijian eventually made the sect flourish and become a dominant force in the region.